All right, so the show's done. You go home, and you know you turn to BET at midnight, and you watch it yourself as a fan,
Right.
if you can call yourself a fan. What did you think of the overall production, the editing process, how it was put together, how the show flowed?
Shit. Honestly, man, I'm not a TV dude, but when I watch that show, even I can tell, man, the production is fucking piss poor.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. It's choppy, kind of jumps all over the place, hard to follow. It's just fucking garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I think everybody saw that. I think anybody who watches it, well, the show's a half hour long. I mean, you got however many, 10 DJs, 11 DJs,
Right.
10 on your night,
right.
and you're gonna fit them all into a half an hour show, or even half of them into a half an hour show. It was almost like, honestly, man, it felt like an infomercial to me. It felt like a
Yeah.
Smirnoff vodka infomercial.
And a lot of people are realizing that. I mean, it's a 30-minute fucking vodka commercial.
Right. Do you even drink vodka? I mean,
dude, I don't fucking drink alcohol. I've never drank alcohol in my life. So that's the irony is pretty fucking silly. But yeah, it's it's a vodka commercial.
Right.
It has little bits of DJing sprinkled here and there. I think you maybe saw 6-7 seconds of my set.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is.
Right.
Everyone's been speaking up on that.
Yeah. Well, and the episode you were on, we saw this blind challenge
Right.
thing. Tell us how you feel about that.
I mean, the blind challenge, basically it was, they put a fucking screen in front of you. You can't see the crowd, and the crowd can't see you.
Right.
And you're supposed to, rock a party. So, they came to us in the middle of the night before, and gave me a a thumb drive. This thumb drive. Okay, Wicked. These are your 10 songs you're gonna rock the crowd with, and I'm just like, what the fuck what is that? Like, I play records. Are you kidding me? A thumb drive?
Yeah.
So then on the thumb drive you have a country western song, a couple house music songs, slow R&B track. Just a bunch of garbage
That you would never even fucking play.
That no one would play in
Right,
a 5-minute set.
Even Amber Rose wouldn't dance to that shit.
Which is it's a challenge. It's designed to be
right,
tough.
Of course.
It's a stupid challenge in my opinion. It just brings me back to that whole thing of like, if you go onto this show thinking you're gonna do you and play your joints that rock the crowd and in your style and shit. That's not an option. You're doing their version of you, which is always going to be whack.
Right. Right. Did you even know? I mean, did they say, oh, and by the way, brush up on your Serato? Because although we know you don't use Serato.
Nah, it's almost like they don't even, the producers and crew don't really even understand or comprehend the whole Serato versus wax thing. I mean, there's a reason they call me a vinyl purist, hence purist, because I purely play records, real records, So, coming at me and not, denying me that, I didn't have an option. I couldn't use records. It was just out. Well, I would never do that. I don't play Serato.
Right.
So, you want to make a fair playing field. Just let everyone do whatever they do, however they rock.
Make it a competition. I mean, compete against each other.
Exactly.
Don't compete against what they make you.
Right. So anyway, it's disappointing. More so disappointing that the production crew doesn't understand. They don't. It's like they don't get it. So it's super frustrating.
I can imagine. So it wasn't necessarily the song selection that really threw you off. It was more Serato. I mean, I say that because I know you I've seen you be diverse. I know you have the Got MILF mix CD.
Right.
I've seen you rock parties playing stuff that wasn't.
Yeah, the music portion of the challenge was nothing. I mean, I'll make anything sound good. I'll make anything sound good.
Yeah.
Period. But it's the medium, the format. Like, they call me a vinyl purist because I play purely vinyl. So, expecting me to use Serato or forcing me to use Serato, not giving me another option, didn't really create a fair playing field.
Yeah. Right.
I've used Serato twice in my life. Okay.
Right.
The first time I used it, was for the People's Champ competition, which was an online video where I had to download 7 Just Blaze instrumentals and mix them together. Again, forced to use it.
Right,
Didn't
right.
have an option. They
Right.
were like, you have to, do the People's Champ contest. You have to use Serato to download the song. So, I bought a computer, a fucking MacBook Pro, so it would run Serato. That night, I knocked the video out. And that's been 4 months ago. Okay, so that was the first time. The next time I used it was in the Blind Challenge on the TV show. And that was the first time I've ever used it in a public setting, in front of a crowd, in front of cameras and lights and shit. So yeah, I've used it twice.
Yeah, but right. I mean, are you necessarily anti-Serato? I mean, I've seen you play with people that use Serato.
Yeah,
It's not like you,
I mean, I'm not one of those, fuck Serato, not ignorant like that. Like, obviously, there's dope advantages, and then there's disadvantages. It has positives and negatives. But I'm not one of those anti-Serato dudes. I mean, anyone would agree, man, that the technology behind Serato and the whole digital, DJing software it's incredible. But it's not me. It's not what I do. It's not what I prefer to spin with.
Can you ever see yourself maybe adding it to your repertoire, adding it, to your arsenal?
As needed. As needed. When I get to the point where I feel like, I can't DJ anymore unless I go the Serato route, then yeah, you're not gonna quit DJing because I'll look into that option. But for now, it's like I do vinyl and I can hang with whatever format you use. Yeah. I can hang with just my records. I'm good. Yeah. That's my records are my passion. It's more than just preference of what I like to play. It's a lifestyle. It's part of DJ culture. Yeah. So I'm a vinyl purist. It's plain and simple. Like forcing me or persuading me or bamboozling me into having to use Serato, that's not right, Right. But again, it brings you back to, if you think you get to go on the show and do what you do, no, you don't. You're wrong. You do what they want you to do. Yeah. You do their version of you.
Yeah. It was almost backwards to me, like knowing several DJs. It seems like you shouldn't only know Serato. I mean, it seemed backwards. Like everyone should be able to play off records. Everybody should be able to use vinyl.
Yeah, because that's the foundation.
Yeah, if Serato is more convenient for you, of course, but every DJ I know has a collection of records. Right. I mean, granted, most of the DJs I know have been DJing for 20 years, but
yeah, and ultimately, at the end of the day, it just comes down to use whatever you want. Just rock the party. Yeah. Like, rock it. Use Serato, fine. You want to use iPod, fine. You want to use records, fine. Fuck whatever the medium, the format is. Just rock the party how you rock the party. Yeah. And I rock the party with records.
Yeah. So. Right, and that's kind of your pull that I see. People, when you break something out on record, people haven't heard. It's like, he has that on record. I mean, anybody can download any song from iTunes.
Sure. But
that's part of the fun of going to a Wicked show, is that he actually has this on record.
Right. Like I mentioned before, everything DJ Wicked is like built upon, the little empire I built around who I am and what I do as a DJ is all surrounding records and wax. Like you go to see DJ Wicked rock with records.
Right.
That's why that's part of why you go to see what I do. So being denied again the option on the show to do what I do, it's a little fucked up. It's a little disappointing. You'd think they
especially
kind of understand
the first thing you do. I mean, okay, maybe at first you get to do what you do, and then they throw more challenges in. That would have seemed a little more plausible or understandable. But for the viewer to never see what you do, that did seem kind of shady to me.
Yeah, it's a little, to say the very least, it's a little unjust.
Right.
I think everyone would agree.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta admit something real quick, man. I got a confession to make. I'm really glad you got kicked off that shit. as soon as you did, man.
Who was it?
Because I was so fucking sick of watching that shit. Like, it's like, man, I only watched it because, you know, my boy's on there, but
it's hard to watch.
It's hard to watch, man. And I was really, I mean, I want to say I was happy to see you go.
I feel that. And to some degree, bro, I was fucking glad to go. You know, like, how much do you subject yourself to as a fucking man? You know
right.
How much do you put up with before you slap the shit out of somebody? Yeah, I mean, yeah, part of it was actually a fucking relief. It's like, after a while I figured out, okay, I've never been a part of TV, but now that I see the behind the scenes shit of what really goes down and how you're treated and how things are designed, yeah, man, to some degree it was like a blessing in disguise. Get the fuck out of here, like, you know what I mean? I didn't fit the mold anyway. I don't fuck with these like little Hollywood bullshit. I didn't fit the role. I'm surprised I wasn't the first to go.
So, you know? I mean, this might be just a silly question, but looking back, would you do it again?
What are you gonna do today?
Fuck no. I would not do it again. Am I glad I did it?
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it.
Right.
It was it was nothing but a learning experience.
Yeah. So when they call you back to be a judge next year,
they ain't fucking calling me back, dude. They ain't calling me back.
Good.
But yeah, man. I wouldn't do it again. I'm glad I did it, but I wouldn't do it again. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah, no.
But that's real shit. Like, yeah, you know, I met some dope DJs. I met some good people. I met some fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And but it's like, yeah, how much do you subject yourself to? You know, I can roll with the punches and go with the flow and play their little game to a degree, but you know, I'm not someone you can just, you know, treat like your bitch. That's not me. It's not gonna happen. So, you know, for all these dudes that are kind of in the green and kind of naive and I can't wait to try out for season 3, you know, those dudes, it's like, I feel bad for them in a way. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say don't audition for season 3. You know, that's not my call anyway. You know, but I'm gonna say this: like, if you do go to audition for season 3, brush up your fucking image game. You know, your act.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, it ain't about DJing.
Obviously,
it is not about DJing. It's not about it. So brush up your you know, be prepared to make a spectacle of yourself. You'll last longer on the show. If you act like a jackass, people will keep tuning in to see what the fuck you're gonna do next. But people like me, I don't feed into that. I won't play the game. I won't be the person they want me to be. So they're gonna get rid of me as quick as they can.
So you don't have any gold shorts?
I don't have any gold shorts. I don't have a whip.
There's more to DJ Wicked. There's more people behind DJ Wicked than people get to see. Is there anybody that you wanna shout out before we go?
Shout outs. I mean, you know, all the people know who they are. You know what I'm saying? My friends, my family, fans, like loved ones, people that got my back. They all know who they are. There's so many to mention. You know, it's like Team Wicked. That's the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a lot of people behind the scenes that do stuff, man. Help me out, and make that Team Wicked machine happen. So shouts out to all those people, man. Like, it's been a 6-month journey from this Master of the Mix shit, from back in June till present day, and there's a lot of blood, sweat, and fucking tears invested in this shit. And a lot of people, you know, came to bat for me and helped me through that process. So yeah, I couldn't have done that shit on my own, no way. And then yeah, man, shout out to all the people online that are fucking clueless to how a show like this runs. You know how, you know, but everyone got an opinion. Everyone got something to say. Online, you can say some shit to me and get fucking slapped. But online, everyone's got an opinion. A lot of people, you know, auditioned for this show and didn't make it. They didn't have what it took. Like, they couldn't make the cut. They didn't make it on the show, so now they're angry and they don't like DJ Wicked. You know, fuck out of here. So shouts out to all those ignorant ass fucks on the internet. I gotta just sit back and chuckle because they have no fucking clue, man. It's pretty hilarious. So shouts out to all those fucking douchebags, and you know, most of the production, most of the people behind the scenes at Master of the Mix, you know, fuck you. You know, you got a select few cats that are like keeping it real over there. The rest, fuck you, for real. The contestants, the other cast members that were subject to all the same little petty bullshit that I was, man. Some good people, some good DJs. A couple of you, you know, didn't deserve to be there, man. You should be really grateful for that shit. A couple of you were fucking beasts, and should have won that shit, or maybe you will win it. But shouts out to all those cats for being just like putting themselves out there and stepping up, man, and being subject, you know, to all the little belittling, humiliating bullshit that no one should have to, like, you know, put up with.
I got some questions from some fans online. Do you care if we address those real quick?
Yeah.
Shannon Thomason wants to know, what important lesson or technique do you think you passed on to the other DJs on Master of the Mix?
Well, it wasn't like I was around for a long time to teach all these different techniques. But I mean, man, if nothing else, hopefully I taught them like how to be, like how to have integrity and like stand up for yourself and speak on some shit when you're being bamboozled. You know, I know it's not a technical skill set, but you know, that's some real shit. You know, so hopefully they pick up on that.
Yeah, I would like to see some of those DJs, you know, express how they really feel.
Yeah. There's something to be said about, you know what I mean, crawling under a rock and hiding, or being a stand-up person and speaking your mind and speaking your piece.
Right. One more from DJ Bamboo. He says, do you think Master of the Mix has completely insulted the DJ culture? I personally think it has, and all these kids at home are completely misguided. We're going to raise a generation of wusses and posers because these show producers lack knowledge themselves.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree he has a great point. There's a lot of, you know, naive younger kids at home that don't know anything about DJing. They might tune in and catch Master of the Mix, and that's a really poor first impression on DJing. It's so far from reality. There aren't even words to explain. But yeah, if you know, the last thing I'm gonna do, if I had a kid and they were gonna tune in and they want to know about DJing, like the last thing I'm gonna do is put that on for them first and be like, hey, here, learn something, because that it's not reality. Bottom line.
Right. All right, man. I got a question of my own. When this is all done, whoever wins this competition, would you be willing to battle him? No TV bullshit, no gimmicks, no editing, no fucking around. Are you down to battle whoever wins this shit?
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who wins this whole thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is battling. It's one and the same. Like, whoever wins this thing, it doesn't even matter. Like, if they want to battle, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Sign me up.
Cool.
You know, put some money on it. You know, a real DJ battle. No Hollywood shenanigans. You know, just a one-on-one, straight up real DJ battle. Let's fucking get it in. For real.
You heard it.